Hey everyone, Wanderbot here, and welcome to the Rogue Trader preview as part of the, it's either the Game Award or I'm pretty sure it's the turn-based festival that's going on right now. So I guess we don't really have too much of an option at the moment. We've got male Rogue Trader or female Rogue Trader, no races, minimal customization. So I guess we're just diving in to see how this game looks, and honestly, I think that's a good way of doing it. I think the demo's available for everybody to try out as well. But let me actually double check that one. Okay, Rogue Trader Steam. No, it's secret preview. That I guess, it's the closed alpha. That's what's going on. So it's not available for everybody. That's fine. Sector Kronos Expanse. Location Von Valencia's flagship. Material Dossier 17K Beyond. Candidate for succession. Start of Dossier. Compiled and processed on the order of the most gracious Lord Captain Theodora von Valancius. Candidate satisfies the consanguinity criteria, bears kinship to the Lord Captain in the 7th degree from a dynastic offshoot in the Scaris sector. Current location of progenitors is not specified. Gender, male. Occupation before requisition. Voidship captain, commissar, leader of an unspecified criminal organization. Yeah, Voidship captain, why not? Planet birth. So, I don't know how much of this is actually going to make it into the full version, but I do kind of like this means of giving you a backstory. Technically, it was the same in Dark Tide. So Imperial world, markedly loyalist upbringing, developed leadership and diplomatic skills, in-depth knowledge of Imperial history and culture, feudal world, forge world, fortress world. Honestly, we're going to go Imperial world. And plasma pistol, rogue trader's cloak, and a sword. At the captain's request, the most significant episode in the candidate's biography that demonstrates his personal qualities and performance under pressure has been highlighted. Based on the collected data, this is uprising of the 8th city on the hive world Castus Primus, or attack by the pirate armada on the pleasure world Lacura Cove, or criminal incident involving void ships assigned to Astra Militarium. I'm going to go with that, whatever that means. While the details have been expunged from the archives, the fragments of information that remain make it possible to reconstruct an account of these events. Evidence indicates that one of the Astra Militarum regiments was using Imperial Navy vessels assigned to it in order to ship contraband cargo. The void ship under the candidate's command was among these being used to transport the contraband cargo. When he learned of the unlawful operation, he... Let's see... I like this one. Sent out invitations to a fictitious officer party in order to lure everyone involved in the crime to a single bay, then triggered the depressurization procedure, which was later attributed to a glitch in one of the ship's cogitators. Notable qualities exhibited when acting in difficult or ambiguous circumstances: caution in taking action, aptitude for complex social machinations, ruthlessness towards internal enemies of the Imperium. The qualities exhibited are deemed to be valuable and desirable in a potential successor to the Lord Captain. The candidate's profile has been deemed worthy of submission to the most gracious Lord Captain for further appraisal. With regard to the requisition of the candidate from his current position to serve the needs of the illustrious Von Valencia's dynasty, the final decision rests with the most gracious Lord Captain. End of dossier. Oh, there's a lot of words on this page. Several weeks have passed since the day Theodora von Valancius perished. On that ill-fated day, the rogue trader's void ship was attacked by madmen hungry to capture the dynasty's prized possession, the Warrant of Trade. The sacred Imperium relic that certifies the outstanding rights of the rogue trader across the galaxy. Press right click to expand. No, we already seen that. Click it to show it there. Okay, so it's the same thing. There might be an illustration to go with it in the final version. Fortunately for the thousands of lives who depend on the protection of their master, Lady Theodora's heir and the now ruling Von Valancius, Lord Rogue Trader, probably eventually we get to change her name, fought off the villains and protected the dynasty's relic. In his efforts to carry out Lady Theodora's last assignment, Rogue Trader came up with a monstrous plot, which ultimately led to the death of the Imperial world Rykad Minoris. By the God Emperor's will alone did the Rogue Trader escape with his life, when Rykad's star mysteriously vanished, leaving cold darkness in its wake. One last desperate push, and the Imperium's mantle hid the fleeing souls from the pursuing enemy. However, testing trials still lie ahead. After several weeks in the warp, the rogue trader found himself on the fringes of his trade empire. Amidst scattered worlds now lost the cold void at the whim of the roiling warp. The Lord Captain must forge new routes to planets conquered in the past, and fulfill one of the covenants of the Warrant of Trade, to restore that which has been lost. I really need to actually start reading some Warhammer books at some point. I tried reading the wiki for a while and started getting kind of cross-eyed. Lord Captain, allow me to report. Our journey through the warp is coming to an end. Lady Navigator Orcelio informs me that we've reached the point where we can translate to real space in the Furibundus system. The Lady Navigator and her pilots are awaiting your permission to begin the process. Continue. The Furibundus system is home to Footfall, the only Imperium outpost with a functioning wharf in the Cronus Expanse. The tech priests are begging you to have mercy on the machines worn down by the warp, and to allow the servants of the Omnissiah to heal the voidship's wounds in the dock. The prayers and rituals will take days, which our astropathic choir will use to establish a connection with the prime worlds of your trade empire, Dargonus, Janus, and Kiava Gamma. Gamma. We've already received a message that was previously adrift in the Imperium. Master Zachary Wise has reported receiving an invitation. The Liege of Footfall humbly requests an audience with the rogue trader of the Von Valencius dynasty. According to the Master Zachary, the message was tinted with shades of pleading. I quote, apparently the Liege is anxious to meet as soon as possible. Footfall, the place where sin and sanctity go hand in hand. Reverend Hieronymus Doloroso will most likely expect a visit from me. I imagine he'll be interested in talking to you as well, rogue trader. I'll be leaving the voidship when we arrive on Footfall, rogue trader. Once that is done, consider the Lord Inquisitor's task complete. But before I leave you, rogue trader, Heinrichs produces a small device wrapped in velvet. I was supposed to deliver this to Lady Theodora, but considering the circumstances, I'm giving it to you. This is a elucidator, a sacred machine that can translate the languages of distant lost worlds to Imperial Gothic. It's even capable of handling Xeno's languages, up to a point. There may be flaws in translation, but the overall meaning should be clear. Are you leaving us, Heinrichs? The arrangement between the Lord Inquisitor and your predecessor was that I was to be transported to Footfall and no further. I dare not take advantage of your generosity and patience any more than I already have, rogue trader. Argenta, who's this Reverend Hieronymus who wants to talk to me? He's the head of the Drusian mission on Footfall, and one of the most prominent clergymen in the sector. Paying him a visit is a good thing for any loyal servant to the Emperor to do. Argenta lowers her eyelashes. I assisted his mission before I joined Lady Theodora on her voyage. I need his blessing to accompany the new rogue trader of the Von Valencius dynasty. If you wish to have me aboard your voidship, I request that we meet with Reverend Hieronymus. Victus, tell me about the system we're in. Let's see. Furibundus is valuable due to its close proximity to the Maw, the gateway to the Imperium. The system is mostly known for Footfall, the main base for merchants, privateers, and rogue traders traversing the Cronus Expanse. Additionally, the star itself is orbited by an Adeptus Mechanicus station, which is off-limits to outsiders. Altar Templum Calixus Ext 17. I had the honor of tending to this shrine for a few thousand cycles. I suggest you abstain from visiting it, as most tech brothers at this station are engaged in meditative calculations that should not be interrupted. Well, what do I need to know about Footfall? Okay, I'm gonna start kind of zipping past some of these unless it's really important. My voice can only handle so much reading, and it's a lot. You guys can pause if you want to read it. Otherwise, the game's gonna be out next year, I think. Footfall is just a brief stop. What's next? As soon as we solve the issues plaguing the ship and establish contact with the key worlds of your trade empire, the time will come for your Magne Accessio, the official ceremony of donning the mantle of the rogue trader. It's mostly a formality at this point. You already possess all the privileges granted by warrant, and yet it's a major milestone in your personal history, the moment your name graces the list of heads of the Von Valencius dynasty. All looking forward to the day, Lord Captain. Let's see, Liege of Footfall. Oh boy, it's a bunch. It's a lot of words, and I'm sorry, I actually would like to get to the gameplay to explore a little bit. Why does the Liege want to see me so badly? Not you personally, who wishes to meet with the rogue trader of the Von Valencius dynasty. Tocara does not know about Lady Theodora's death and is simply seeking an audience with the powers that be. My gut is telling me that something must be very wrong on Footfall if our astropath managed to read such a strong emotion in such an anodyne message. We have no information, Lord Captain. The broadcast from the Footfall astropathic choir is the only missive Master Zachary has received lately. Well, tell the Lady Navigator I give her leave to make the transition from warp into real space. Vigdis begins issuing instructions. The massive ship appears to change with her every word. The bridge is set in motion as hundreds of people start to prepare for the shift to real space, and measured chanting fills the corridors to safeguard the vessel and its crew. One more thing, Lord Captain. No one at the station knows about Lady Theodora's demise and you inheriting the title. Liege Tocara will be informed. It's required so we can use the dock, and besides, he is expecting a personal audience with a rogue trader and will not meet with an unknown person of unclear standing. However, there is still the matter of announcing your arrival. You can either arrive at the station with the proper pomp and ceremony, or visit incognito. Tell me how these choices will benefit me. According to Footfall's unwritten laws, rogue traders enjoy special privileges that exceed even the power of the Liege. However, not everyone chooses to take advantage of them. Depending on the situation, arriving incognito will give you more room for maneuver, while an official visit will allow you to directly intervene in local affairs. According to the unwritten rule, every rogue trader arriving at the station has the right to veto any of the Liege's decisions, but there's a catch. The Cronus Expanse is home to several influential rogue trader dynasties, and Footfall is where their interests intersect. Of course, that does not prevent certain persons, namely Caligos Winterscale, from suddenly pulling the strings in Footfall. If you as a new rogue trader start your career with an official landing and a parade in your honor, the other dynasties may see the gesture as a newcomer challenging their spheres of influence. I don't see it as a bad thing necessarily. Old man Winterscale may take slight offense. Corda will be put on her guard, but you have just risen to prominence, and most people in the Cronus Expanse have not even heard about Lady Theodora's departure yet. It must be made clear that the banner of Von Valancius soars as high as ever. If I may, I'd recommend arriving incognito. You'll have plenty of opportunities to savor the sweetness and the burden of power, but right now is the last time you can take refuge in obscurity. This way your arrival will not draw as much attention, and the people will treat you as a person and not the almighty sovereign anointed by the Emperor. It could turn some situations to your advantage. Let's arrive officially, why not? It will be done, Lord Captain. With your gracious permission, I will return to my duties. Alright, let's take a look around. Actually, I probably shouldn't talk to these characters, maybe? Oh, Fellowship DC 20, Fellowship plus 60, chance 100%. Connect me to the vessel's main channel. Wish to bolster the morale of my crew. Okay, it is done. Let's see. Anything else? Why do you look so strange? No, that's all for now. I don't really want to spend forever on this one. Mainly, or forever just kind of standing around here. I'm sure there's stuff to do, but it's... oh boy. There's a lot, maybe. Oh, there's characters that I haven't actually met yet. There's somebody here that's kind of blue-purple. Blurple? Oh, wait. No, I've missed them. Bridge Guard, Technomat. No, it ain't them. Oh, it's the other direction. I went the wrong way. So actually, the lady is here? Bridge Officer Heinrichs Abelard. Unless it's Argenta that I'm seeing. No, that's Argenta. Who are you? Cassia and Adira. Oh, I can rotate my camera. Oh, that's nice. I don't know if I could do that. Oh, I see. The reason why I couldn't see them was this. So we have Cassia. Who are you? Greetings, rogue trader. Cassia raises her chin and smiles politely. Always glad to have an opportunity to talk to you. Tell me about yourself. Okay, so I guess she's kind of sort of a navigator. Okay. There's a lot of dialogue here. It is... I'm looking forward to playing this when I don't have to read it out loud. For now, I just want to explore. Okay, so kind of hit my limit here. Let's go back to the star map and actually land. I'm sure Warhammer fans are gonna go bananas for this. Me, I'm kind of like halfway there. Let's see, so Footfall. Oh, I'm looking forward to this getting improved. That was one heck of a that's one heck of a placeholder animation. So group manager. I mean, it looks like I don't have a choice, but we get quite the entourage all the same. Idira Talas is a psychic diviner in the service of the rogue trader von Valancius. Daughter of a distant world and a product of a doctrine alien to the Imperium, she perceives the curse of the Scion as a gift she deserves. And that's it. I could read more, but I guess I would have had to like go back and pause and do some other things. It's fine. The welcome procession is not particularly long, but it does attract attention. Everyone is dressed in their finest apparel, every button gleaming. Standing in front of the others is a woman with clearly expensive implants. She bows in a solemn curtsy. Rogue Trader, Footfall welcomes you. On behalf of the Liege, Lord Vladeum Tocara, allow me to express my joy at your arrival. The Liege awaits you at his residence, but should you have other business to conduct on the station, I'll be happy to serve as your guide. This is so familiar. Behind the amber-colored scattering of words of welcome, far less appealing hues lurk, murky and diluted. The look of someone accustomed to lying and hiding their intentions. Someone's coming, Captain, and they're coming for us. Watch out, Lord Captain. Abelard sighs and casually places his hand on his weapon. Who's coming? To Idira. Judging by the voices, there's a lot of them. Angry. They've got teeth, but they aren't sharp. Their strength is in their numbers. Wait, what are you talking about? What could you mean by such a cryptic She doesn't get to say the rest. Does she get shot? Yup. Hey, newcomers, how's this for a warm welcome? Welcome to Footfall, suckers. Well, now I get to figure out how to play this game. Ow. Okay. Ow. So what do we got? Oh boy, we've got some things. So first and foremost, this is Abelard. Abelard has a Power Maul Onslaught. What is this? Costs 1 AP. Increases movement by 6. Reduces WSBS and Perception. I don't know what those are. We also have a med kit and a frag grenade. Taking a look at this, a frag grenade is not actually the worst idea ever. Cover might actually save a number of them from damage. Yeah, because I can't actually hit more than 2. It would actually mess these guys up something fierce. It would cost me a lot of resources to do though. Alternatively, what do we have? I've got a strike, hit chance 11 to 14 damage, 5 penetration, hit chance 100%, and then power swing, which is all creatures within the 0 cell radius centered on the target. Okay, well I don't see a whole lot of dudes really close together. So I could get over here. I see, is this movement? And then this has got it. We also have Forceful Strike. Chance to knock down. Charge. And then Endure. Reduces damage in general. Hopefully they improve the tooltips a little bit, but still. So does this guy have... I don't exactly know. Who's next in the turn order? I guess is the real question. This guy. So it is actually just this guy. Can I... Okay, go over here. And we still have a couple of AP. Can I do the same attack a bunch of times? I can, but I'm out of juice. Which is a little whoops, but whatever. Okay, so we could do Endure. And then Taunting Scream. Or I could charge. Unavailable. Okay, let's try a taunting scream. Okay, then how do I end his turn? Nope, that's character. Ah, it's probably this symbol in the corner. There we go.
Die! 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 He wants some more!
Boy, I'm getting messed up just because of initiative. My navigator ain't even gonna make it. Okay, so what do we have? What does she got? So she's got a gun. Second wind. Gains an action point, removes the cooldown from the dash ability. Gain 1 level of fatigue until the end of combat. Restores momentum equal to the Battle Sisters' double WP bonus. Let's see. Bonus agility to their movement points. Next attack costs 1 action point less, but reduced hit chance. Controlled burst. Burst attack with the current weapon. And then that. So, frankly, probably have Argenta move here. She hasn't gotten messed up too much, but still. If I did control burst, we could potentially hit these guys. It would cost me a lot of... I don't know. That actually worked really well. Now, can I attack or do I have to reload? The ability cannot be used more times this round. Cannot reload a weapon that's already at full ammo. So what else do we have? Second wind, shot on the run, dash, war him. And we've got that. I guess I'll just do a war him. I don't know what momentum is, or what that does. So Cassia's gotten messed up pretty bad. What she got? Third eye. Creatures in cone suffer damage equal to the navigator's WP bonus. Okay, well, one way or another, I'm gonna put her here. Because she's in a bad day. Or she's having a bad day. Go, go, go. Get back in the fight. Cover somebody bleeding. Voice of command. She does have a med kit, and she does also have a marksman's rifle. What if I try this, though? Because that could actually hit, like, a gazillion dudes. Yeesh. And yet, looking at the turn order, there might actually be yet more. I'm not entirely sure. Can I shoot? Yeah, I'm assuming I'm out of AP for a lot of things. Okay, what else do we have? Bring it down. Target ally immediately gains a bonus turn with no movement points and action points equal to their bonus. I'm just gonna give Adira a bonus. Adira seems to be a marksman anyway, so who's next in the turn order? I actually cannot tell whose turn is what at this point. Oh, there's a whole bunch of boys back in the back. I was wondering about that. Okay. Do you have anything else? Because she can't move. Okay. We're going to do that. And then she's out of things to do. These guys are going to run up. But not very far. Oh, wow. This really is quite the fight. Luckily, I specifically gave Abelard a damage resistance, and these guys are not coping. Okay, we're not going to be able to get this guy to cover, are we? He has a lot. Okay, ally weapons recoil reduces by half the tech speed. Okay, so this seems to be a big bonus for us. Study enemies. Precision strike. Target weakness. And more or less hit them with our stuff. Ah. But Pascal is doing fine. More so, we have healing that we can do. Alright, we also have plasma overcharge. Powerful area of effect. No line of sight to target. There? Ah. Here? Nah. Okay. Well, we do have a plasma single shot. Okay. Cannot be used more times this turn. I'm assuming I cannot shoot. Alright, well that didn't work so hot, but whatever. Did that guy just have like a bullet sitting off of his head? Oh, Abelard dodged. When you dodge, you move. Not much of a visual effect for it, but whatever. Okay, so she can't move that far. Now, what does she have? She's a marksman, and should probably be used as such. Just gonna have her move here for the time being. So we actually have a couple of interesting... Oh, no, she's a marksman, but also a psyker. So that's a lightning chain. Let's see, reduces their dodge chance. Let's see. What is this? See possible outcomes and dangers. Let's see, increase the target's dodge and parry. Study enemies again. Target weakness again. Precision strike. Study defenses. Psychic shriek. Okay. So this costs 2. I see. So it looks like we can only attack once per round. Generally. That's why we haven't been able to do half of these. Well, here's the question. Can I just, no. It's armored. What else do we have here? Because we have reload. That's not helpful. Precise shot. 48% chance. What about this guy? Much higher chance. And then we have a full precision strike. I don't know. Yeah, that worked. Okay, what else do we have? Increase target's dodge and parry. Let's see. Unfortunately, there's nobody to study. Nor target their weakness. Wait. Oh, that's not helpful. That just makes it so all allies gain half the benefits of study enemies and study defenses abilities. Yeah, that doesn't really change much for me. So, we are actually a little bit simpler. We just have bring it down, get back in the fight, move, voice of command. Okay, and then we also have a slash, a strike, and then gun. So we have plasma overcharge extra damage, plasma overcharge overheats the weapon for 2 turns. I don't know what the immediate differences are here. Now these worry me a little bit. There's not a lot of enemies though. The other problem is we're not the most tanky. So I'm just going to move here. And then, frankly, maybe I'll just shoot this guy. What else do we have? Oh. Well, that's kind of useful. No. Who do I give it to, though? Cassia, maybe Argenta. Because here's the question. Not going to do that much damage. That's not going to hit because we don't have anything. Okay, so I was hoping for a little bit more out of this one. Yeah, it didn't work. I don't think I have anything else immediately. But we do have... Let's see, movement. We do have dash. Pretty limited on range. And only once per turn. We could technically do a double dash, but I don't think it's worth it. Okay, get back in the fight. Yeah, kind of out of luck if I want to do anything really fancy. I could try and shoot... No, I can't shoot these guys, not line of sight. I can shoot these guys, though. Yeah, that kind of worked. Overloads the gun, but... eh.
High momentum.
Okay. So we got Forceful Strike once again, Superior Vigilance, and then Charge. I mean, I'm thinking what we do with this guy is we just roll up. Let's see, do these have a cooldown? Because I think what we do is roll up, hit him with a power swing on one of the guys, and then just kind of hope that they actually try and fight him in melee. Oh. Oh, I see. We have, like, special abilities based on momentum. Okay. And then I'm just gonna delete both of them. Sick. Okay, can I... I could charge. I see, that just goes in a direction. Well, I'm learning. Here. Just gonna have her move up to this. What do we have? We have controlled burst, but most of these guys are actually in trouble. I'm just gonna shoot him. He needs to not be there. Ooh, that actually worked out. Shot in the run. Nah, I don't think we have anything else we want to do. But here's the nice part. Just get rid of him. Okay. Do we have anything else? I guess we've lost all of our movement. Eh, it's fine. Then there's this crowd. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure that out. But at least these three are just kind of waiting for me. Did he die? No, he took like no damage. I didn't really expect him to. Let's see. Do we just kind of slow waltz it? I don't feel like we're gonna take a whole lot of damage here. Then yeah, I have precision strike with weapons. But I don't think we can see anybody, so I'm just gonna call it with him. Oh, it's like a tube coming off of his head. Ow. Okay, do we get a shot? Yeah, I think I can actually hit this guy. Easy peasy. I don't think I have anything else to do. Get up and closer. We can do another bring it down if we want to. I'm just going to use that. We got these three dudes. These singular dudes. Sick. That worked out great. Alright, now what do we have? We've got that guy and we've got this guy. Long shot. Figured. What else do we have? Let's see. Strong points in the area, same size as the captured one. All allies gain a bonus. Ooh. I guess I'm just gonna do objective secured. That's interesting. Okay, so let's walk here. This guy's a little tougher. What else do we have? Forceful strike. Chance of knocking him down. Oh no, that's just his next attack. What's the difference? Do they do more damage? 11 to 14, 11 to 14. The only real difference is this one has a bigger hit chance. I guess I'll just do that. Well, that knocked him on his ass at the very least. I'm just gonna charge. We'll get to this guy when we get to this guy. But first and foremost, can I shoot this guy? Yeah, kind of. Can I shoot this guy? Yes. Never mind. I guess I didn't need to worry so much. What do we have? Psychic Scream! Destroy myself. I mean, it'd be funny. But also a terrible idea. Bring it down. Argenta, do you got a good range? Or view, I guess? I don't know. You got a line of sight. That's the word. That's the thing. Servant, the shivering young servant looks at you with horror in his eyes. Emperor, protect me. They killed. Every time I warn them, they all go, "Dear Emperor, our Lord and Savior, how could this have happened? Who could have thought?" Dira spits on the ground in annoyance. Fear not, young man. We took care of the attackers. Do you know who they were? Your lordship, those guys were Anvers. They're not a gang. They're the worst. I'm telling you, they're scared of no one, not even Liege Vladim. He glances around like he's expecting more bandits to appear. Does this kind of thing happen around here? Shooting, yes. Attacks on nobles, not very often unless it's the Anvers. They're vicious. Not a week goes by without them killing and gutting somebody. They're wicked heretics. They respect nothing. They follow no rules. Go and report this to the Liege. Yes, I'm sorry, your lordship. I'll just go report to the Liege. They killed her. They killed my lady. Oh, this is terrible. Well, I gotta say, I like the combat system. Nice and snappy. And honestly, reminds me of Mechanicus in the best possible way. So we have a bunch of stuff, but most of it is kind of bad. We're gonna pack it all as cargo. Oh, cargo ranged weaponry is replenished. Interesting. I like that. Okay, his lordship, Rogue Trader von Valancius, Rogue Trader by grace of the God Emperor, and Sacred Lords of Terra, bearer of the warrant of trade, stellar inheritor, and defender of humanity comes. I see. I guess my ship is just announcing me. Well, time to look around and do some things. I can monocle this. This corpse looks horrifying. The victim was thoroughly beaten before shoved into the crack between the boxes. He's got goods. Trophy. Strange memo. The holy book by the altar. That void damn customs guy, he's always on duty. Does he get any time off? Does he ever leave for a piss? Is he a servitor or something? Guess what? Hanger by the window. Remember to bow to the Emperor through the window. Require this item while exploring void... Huh, interesting. I'll snag it. I don't know what it's for. I think there's a servitor here that I can talk to. Well, fair enough. Let's just inspect things a little bit. Okay, so not actually something to really interact with. Let's see. Anything else? Workers? Yeah, I don't know how much reason there is for me to specifically engage with any of this stuff. Oh, missed this person. Let's see. I might actually want to snag some of these. Stub carbine, knuckle dusters, flak armor, and it's a chain sword. I don't think we need the knuckle dusters or the flak armor. Maybe the flak armor might be better, but we're just gonna pack as cargo. Cargo uniform kit is created. Capacity 0%. Interesting. Container is labeled Destination Janus. Is covered in dust. Must have spent a long time at the docks. Servitor. Some random goods. But I guess I can just loot everything. Yeah, I'm just gonna pack as cargo. Unless any of this is actually meaningful. It doesn't seem to be. Wow, and like nobody seemed to care that there was a fight going on over here. I mean, I guess it's fine. Okay, no, that's not what I want. I want to get my team out of the way. I want to loot these bodies. Okay, it looks like it's just kind of whatever. Here's this one. Leaflet. We need no rulers or leaders. We are not an organization. We're a force of nature. A and V. I think I know their credo at this point. A and V, Anver. Of course. Shotgun, basic. I think I'm just going to pack it all as cargo. I don't think any of that is useful. Opticon 22. Tall hunched tech priest stares at you unblinkingly. His gaunt face is a sickly gray hue, while his augments show signs of combat damage, and are plated in black chromium, giving him a general air of lugubriousness. What a word. Initiating identification procedure. This unit is defined as Liege Opticon 22 and is a fully authorized representative structural part of the Cognizance Fleet and the Brotherhood of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Access has been granted to the following options: information exchange, strengthening of diplomatic links, trade deals, and donations. Okay, more stuff. So I think we just can trade with this guy if we want to. So PF seems to be whatever the currency is. He sells just kind of whatever. Multi-keys might actually be worth going out of my way for, but nothing seems to be worth money, so... Profit factor is a representation of the relative value of the rogue trader's warrant of trade. Interesting. Reloadability of any weapon costs less AP. Installed pneumo engines allow the wearer to charge into battle with increased ferocity, decrease AP cost of charge. Interesting. And then auto pistols. And then there's some really expensive stuff, but we gotta be their friends. Death World Origin, Enforcer Light Carapace. Oh, but I kind of vaguely already have that, sort of. I'm not gonna think too hard about this. Buying and selling gear, especially when I'm not going to be, continuing with this save file, doesn't really seem to be terribly worth it. Auto pistol and another shotgun. I'll just pack as cargo. At some point we'll figure out what cargo is used for. Maybe I load it up and then I sell it? Oh, maybe that's exactly it. That once a kit is complete, it's viable to be delivered for money, as, you know, my character is a trader. What? Oh. 1, 3, 4, 5. So there's probably an order in which I interact with those if I want to get back to that thing. Otherwise I could brute force it, but how many different options are there? It's 4 factorial, right? Ish? So it would be 24 different options? Oh, but unless you can actually duplicate some of those. Oh wait, hold up. Is this one? No, 1, 2, 3, 4, damn it. Writing to inform you that 2 days ago the discharge was interrupted by a raid launched by the Anvers gang. In the attack, 3 loader servitors were put out of commission. Furthermore, 1 cargo container, serial FVDA, blah blah blah, was stolen along with its contents. I don't really know how much of this stuff I even need to interact with. We should probably figure out where I'm going. There's also, like, loot everywhere? Goods, I guess. Is this one of the goods? Yeah, must be. So yeah, it looks like they've got all sorts of leaflets all over the place for me to find and interact with. I do appreciate that interactables are marked on the map, though. And yeah, I can just pack it as cargo. Just come and fleece the place, take as much as I can, and then get out of here. And, I mean, yeah, I don't know how much of this is actually worth interacting with, but it does seem to kind of simplify at least some of the aspects of this game. And it's a lot of A and V leaflets, and then stuff to look at. But let's go talk to our lord and figure out what's going on. Well, not really our lord, the local lord. It's the Atrium Shadow Quarters. We're gonna go to the Atrium. Heiress of the Navis Nobilite House, a unique navigator gene allows her to guide humankind's void ships through the warp, gazing fearlessly into the depths of the Sea of Souls. The price for this incredible gift is terrifying mutations that devour the girl's fragile body, further alienating her from humankind. After surviving an assassination attempt, found herself in a rogue trader's crew much sooner than her mentors ever expected. Years spent studying tomes and maps failed to prepare the girl for the challenges of the outside world, and of her own navigator house, which is being torn apart by this power struggle of the navigator's throne. Novator's throne. Huh. Yeah, I really need to actually read some Warhammer books. I just feel like I'd be kind of depressed after quite a lot of them. I'm sure they're pretty good, but like it's probably not as representational, but I was reading some non-40K stuff about like Dark Elves, you know, just fantasy Warhammer, and like I kind of just hated everybody, and now I've forgotten much of the plot. Okay, this is not the easiest to read. Need machine right set. Well, I ain't doing anything with that. Where am I going? I hate to say these games would benefit. Ooh. Athletics DC 10. Well, I can't get up there anyway. Door's closed. That's fine. Oh, we have instigators, preachers. The buzzing crowd is closed in on several harried-looking people. Some of their faces are smeared with fresh blood. Angry cries and twisted faces leave no doubt. A massacre is about to take place. Just cut their throats already. What are they thinking, letting that ship dock at Footfall? They're all stricken. No cutting. We get their blood on us, we'll be tainted too. Better burn them. I think I was supposed to maybe see dialogue. Be quiet, you scoundrel! A priest clad in simple black raiment and wielding a staff cuts through the crowd like a battleship crossing the sky. You dare pass judgment on others? What arrogance to think you have the right! Argenta starts at the sight of the elderly priest. That's Reverend Hieronymus. I'm surprised he's decided to intervene in a street squabble. Reverend, but these are heretics, real heretics. The whole planet is plagued. Folks say they all died over there. And why is that, huh? Because they're heretics and the Emperor punished them. We're no heretics, one of the people surrounded by the crowd raises his chin. We ran from the heretics, barely escaped with our lives. There's no plague on our planet, only the Archenemy's minions, a whole army of them. Spits on the ground. And if you want to blame anyone, blame those who abandoned our world. Blame the governor. Blame the tech priests. Blame the masters of Kavagama, who forsook it in its darkest hour. What's going on here? And who are you supposed to be? I'm Rogue Trader of the Von Valancius dynasty. The rabble-rouser's expression changes completely and he makes a clumsy attempt at a bow, then crumples to his knees. Your lordship, I'm so sorry. Sorry for not recognizing you. You see, it's just that it's your first time on Footfall and we didn't know. Terrified, he falls silent. We're just rooting out heresy here. These scrawny ones. They're from the ship that came from the bowels of the Coronis expanse. They've got the plague there. And mutants. And now they're spreading that rot everywhere. The taint, they're all... Silence. The priest, who's remained silent up until now, raises his staff. You must be completely out of your minds, a band of woefully dim-witted sinners who think themselves bringers of justice. Who are you to pass judgment on anyone? All you ought to be doing is suffering and repenting till the end of your days. What's so wrong about that, Reverend? We just want to put these heretics to death. We're not heretics, the haggard man is on the verge of tears. We're refugees, I swear it on the Golden Throne. We served the Imperium faithfully until they hung us out to dry. Where were the protectors that were meant to shield the lands of humanity from nightmares? Traitors and heretics, the lot of them. Murmur runs through the crowd. The people gawk at you, at the priest of the wretched group huddling in the center. How tiring. The motley sea of colors that fills this restless crowd is hard on the eyes. So many hues, but most of them are acid yellow streaks of fear, their red buds swelling, ready to burst and paint all over who are gathered here. Cassia looks at the crowd of troublemakers warily, as they shudder at the very sight of her. It's for the hearts of those who have been forced to defend themselves. They're shrouded in purplish black grief, but their words are as transparent as ice that lies on top of a glacier. But commoners are always deaf to others' suffering, for such is their nature. Interfering in the affairs is hardly worthy of you or me, rogue trader. See, coercion 0. All onlookers are to return to their homes immediately. The refugees can go to Dock Alpha Row. I'll speak to you later. Comply or face the consequences. I don't want to get into trouble over this lot. Okay, so we'll deal with that later. I mean, it seems like the correct response-ish. There's definitely a lot of placeholder character models. I'm seeing like the same guy like a gazillion times through this. The arrogance and self-righteousness of a sinner. Priest shakes his head disapprovingly, then his eyes shift to you. I'm Reverend Hieronymus Doloroso, head of the Drusian mission here on Footfall. Thank you for stepping in. Please come see me when you have the time. We can talk then. Yeah, I look forward to when the 3D models actually match their portraits. Because this looks like a kind of foundry worker, and that was very much a priest. So where are we going? That's the one problem. Everywhere is just a mess. Like I was gonna say, I hate to hope for dreadful Xenos. Xenobestus unknownus, behavior, cruelty, trickery, rampant mating, habitat void, doesn't need air, diet rocks, fears the emperor, fire. Huh. Oh, that's a herald. We have a lot of goods. I'm assuming this is the right direction, that this might be another event. Or not. Onwards. Yeah, into the Liege's palace. There we go. There's a lot of environmental detail, and I'll give credit, like, they know how to make an area look Warframe. My patience, you remember the way out. Dismissed. The tall man in austere gray clothes makes a show of looking past the woman he's addressing. Vladim, what Ozzy put such harsh words into your mouth? You talk like you're an Imperial clerk, not one of us. The woman, who is standing with her back to you, lets out an ostentatious sigh. Then her tone changes dramatically. Where's my cargo, Vladim? Falco has it, doesn't he? So that's how you do business with your old friends these days. So you don't remember, then the help will remind you. Guards, escort her out. Idari, move. The massive guard leans down to the woman and says in a lowered voice, Jay, get going while he's letting you. Go drown your sorrows in the Amasikas, and thank your lucky stars you were able to walk out the door. You won't get the chance next time. First an insult, now threats. I see courtesy and tact are no longer a valued commodity on Footfall. Oh well, I'll find myself a better deal. She turns on her heel and heads towards the exit. She passes you by, she gives you a quick once-over, winks at you, and then immediately turns away with a flip of her jet black hair. The tall man, who has long since noticed your presence, is studying you intently. Madam Tocara, Liege of Footfall, please proceed to my office. Spread befitting a visitor of your rank is waiting. Your entourage will be accommodated nearby. Certainly. Let's go. Please follow me. We've lost our chainsword, plasma pistol, and armored body glove. I guess no fighting in here. Oh, yeah. When you're engaged in small talk, you get a chance to take a measure of Liege Tocara. His expression is aloof and focused, his gestures curt and firm, and his speech calm and quiet, as though he's used to people always listening to what he says. Judging by his observant gaze, he has been studying you in turn this whole time. Vladim straightens in his chair and says in a polite but completely indifferent tone, Let us talk business. On behalf of the elite of Footfall Station, I offer you my condolences, Lord von Valancius. We mourn Lady Theodora's loss. We hope this sentiment is taken as a sign of good intentions and willingness to cooperate. Thank you, Liege. A terrible loss for all of us. I hope that under your guidance, the dynasty can recover from this blow and attain even greater power. It was a bold move on your part to announce yourself as the new rogue trader of the von Valancius dynasty, despite not yet having your status confirmed by anyone of import from the Imperium. Appreciate such traits in people. It's good to understand who you're dealing with. As you may have noticed, Footfall is currently in a state of crisis. Its people would benefit from the patronage of a figure such as yourself. Who's that woman the guards threw out? Vadem's expression hardens and he makes a frustrated gesture. A dead woman walking. Some, however, still call her Jay Hidari, small-time hustler with big ambitions that will lead her to a sticky end. It's strange, a small-time hustler, even a particularly audacious one, wouldn't likely quarrel in public with a figure as important as the Liege of Footfall. What seems stranger still is that the Liege knows the small fry by name. She's irrelevant, since I'm the one in control of the situation in Footfall. I can speak on behalf of all of its noteworthy residents. I was attacked right at the docks. An outrageous stunt, a show of disrespect for both you and me. Sadly, such incidents on Footfall are akin to natural disasters, impossible to predict or preempt. They simply happen. Many consider Footfall to be a pirate den, but believe me when I say there's a difference between organized crime and gangs of thugs who have nothing to lose. You were attacked by the latter, the Anvers are a gang of punks. Ugh. Who spit on our customs and hierarchy. Even their leader is more akin to an ideologue. A rabble-rouser who shouts, "Go on, go on." Not a commander. Sooner or later we'll find him and have him strung up. That'll likely cool his followers further. His words sound confident and calm. Seems he really isn't terribly worried about some band of void-born rats. I would like to know more about the Anvers gang. How come they haven't been dealt with? Grits his teeth slightly before answering. I've been using all of my resources to delay the moment when the station is hit by famine. I haven't gotten around to the Anvers yet, as detrimental as they are. They're no players. Their leader's more of a troublemaker than a gang leader with a plan and ambitions. They don't issue orders, they merely incite slaughter and robberies. When the void rat dies, the rest will scatter. The negligence with which you do business is insulting for an individual of my stature. Gives you a tense look, then says quietly, "Could a humble gift from me smooth over this inadvertently caused affront?" Keep your bribes for the off-world administrative clerks, you idiot. You're addressing a rogue traitor. He grinds his teeth and bows his head repentantly. I beg your forgiveness. What's the situation in the region? Troubling. Xenos raids are growing more frequent. Trade is suffering and fringe worlds are going under. Rumor of atrocities being committed by enemies of humanity are causing excessive panic due to their exotic nature. The core of the Imperium forces in the Coronis Expanse has departed for the sector's borders to combat the Xenos threat. There have been no word from them for a while now. Then again, with the distance and current issues of the astropaths, it's not entirely out of the ordinary. Still, we're not yet alone. From several of the worlds hit by Xenos attacks, we've received reports of fierce warriors descended from the sky and entered the fray. The fragmentary accounts lead me to believe the blessed Adeptus Astartes are operating in the Cronus Expanse, and I await news of their victories with great anticipation. Have there been any Xeno attacks on Footfall? No, there haven't. Attacking Footfall in general is not a particularly reasonable thing to do. Many ships are docked here at any given time. Should any problems arise, we will simply load ourselves onto them and disappear, leaving the invaders with nothing but barren rock. For us here, Xenos are more of a source of income than a threat. Vladimir freezes, gauging a reaction. That's interesting. Naturally, I find this utterly unacceptable and have no desire to speak about this, but my seneschal is a good listener. Lay your disgraceful gossip on him. I love the phrasing on that too much not to click it. I beg your pardon, your lordship. It was impertinent of me to offend your ears with such appalling words. What sort of patronage do you seek of me? Protection, not military protection, but a different kind of security. You have, of course, already encountered difficulties with warp navigation on your way here. I'm afraid the scope of these difficulties extends far beyond this area. Reports of disrupted routes and ships vanishing during short jumps are coming in from across the entire sector. Communication with the Galactus sector has been extremely unstable. One of the ships that have dived into the maw in recent years, none have yet returned. The visits we've had from the other side have also been suspiciously few in number. The last ship that came through the maw was struck by a temporal anomaly. The jump took almost 2 decades in real space-time. Officers from Port Wander, hey, where you still have contacts from your days in the Navy, often talked about the whims of the maw. the only route from the Imperium to the Coronis Expanse. Warp storms would at times seal the sole available path for years, so it is impossible to predict how long this new crisis might last. And this brings us to our main issue. Footfall is a repair shipyard and a trading post. We barely produce anything ourselves, and are largely dependent on incoming shipments, especially food shipments. The station naturally has some reserves, but the supply issues didn't start yesterday. Footfall would be obliged if House von Valancius would assist us by signing a contract for food deliveries. Can't be the only one you've asked for help. Naturally, I tried contacting the other rogue traders, but the terms of House Corda would have bled Footfall dry, and as for the esteemed Caligos Winterscale, instead of a food shipment from him, I received a transport, the Navica, packed with refugees. I had to send them off to Foulstone. So many extra mouths to feed would have only worsened the crisis further. I suppose all these warp fluctuations must have created more pressing concerns for Lord Winterscale. And so I put my faith in you, the third and last of Footfall's allies. So what are the terms of the deal? Simple. Delivery of food shipments from your fertile worlds. Janice, I imagine, is quite familiar with that jewel. I'm quite familiar with that jewel of the von Valancius Empire, in exchange for fair payment. That's interesting. There's quite the, there's quite the scale and options here. Anywhere from beg me, or I will rob you, or help you, or don't care about anything. I'm just gonna go with middle of the road. Very well, I'll help you with your food shipments. He takes a quick sip from his glass. I'm immensely obliged, your lordship. I assume you're going to need time to get the shipments up and running. I can wait. On my end, I promise you a complete cooperation with your endeavors. Okay. Where does one go to make a few deals on the station? Let's see. He's the main dealer. Okay. Hieronymus Delarosso. Let's see. Taviana at the Adeptus Amicicus, which is a bar and also probably other stuff. Let's see. Questions about this? What about down to business? I'm not interested in your wares. Or I am interested in your wares? Oh, he actually just does have stuff to sell. Unfortunately, I have no money. But he does have things that I can buy if I want to. Though most of it I don't really care about. Armor deflection and absorption at least. And then a serrated greatsword. Mostly I want to get a bunch of multi-keys, because I'm sure I'm going to need that later though. For now, I got nothing. Unless of course I actually can just use my trade reputation instead. But that'll be later. Music's pretty good, though I will admit, as a Mechanicus fan, it isn't quite up there. It's good, but it doesn't quite match. Anyway, geez, is there anything else I should do? I mean, we've seen combat. We've got more characters to interact with. Bastian Corda, well-groomed young man, calls out to you. He's clean-shaven and dressed in clothes that are expensive but unshowy, with bright aquila embroidered in a prominent spot. Your lordship, I humbly ask for a minute of your time. I'm Bastian in Direma Bastal Corda, youngest cousin of House Corda, envoy of Incendia Bastal Corda, rogue trader of the Coronis Expanse by grace of the most holy emperor. Corda, There are some of the most influential rogue traders in the Coronis Expanse, but not on Footfall. The station's under the control of House Winterscale. Something tells me we're about to hear a most curious offer, says Abelard under his breath, so that only you can hear him. What do you have to speak to me about? A matter of the utmost delicacy. You see, you've been to the residence of the Liege. Vladimir almost certainly appealed to you for assistance in the arrangement of shipments to Footfall. The von Valancius trade empire is famed for the abundance of its main agro-world, Janus. It would be odd for him not to seize on such an opportunity when Footfall is on the verge of famine. However, the Cordic dynasty pursues its own interest in Footfall. We've already announced our terms to the Liege to be stalling. I imagine in hopes of getting a better offer from you. The Cordic dynasty believes, Bastian smiles and gives a slight shrug, cooperation would be preferable for both rogue trader houses. If you refuse Vladimir, thereby forcing him to agree to a deal with us, the Cordic dynasty can promise you a share of the profits. from the future contract, as well as certain other prerequisites. Everyone benefits. The Emperor's most loyal servants should be more concerned with carrying his will through the stars, less with divvying up profit amongst themselves, Argenta says disapprovingly, but quietly enough so as to not interrupt the negotiations, especially when the well-being of an Imperial world is at stake, even one such as Footfall. Behind your smile, Master Bastion, teal shadows swirl. Others may not see them, but your worry cannot escape my eye. What are you afraid of? Your house's wrath should the negotiations prove fruitless? Or the wrath of House von Valancius? Idira, who is yawning in boredom a moment ago, flinches and clutches her face, her fingernails digging into her skin. They're coming again. Brothers of the ones who came before. I just don't get it. Do they all have a death wish? So you seek to rob the station blind, the station that is facing famine, and you're proposing that I join your little feast of vultures. It's simply business, honest and straightforward. Footfall is a den of bandits and profiteers. They may not be outright heretics, but they're far from the light of the Imperium. They should be happy that rogue traders allowed this den to exist in the first place. Demanding fair payment from them is only right. Bastion smiles and opens his mouth to offer another piece of sugar-coated currency when he gets shot. Death to the off-worlders, the Emperor's rule Footfall. Yep, there goes. Hey, and we actually somewhat have initiative. Not fully, but still. Okay, who's... oh boy. Who's next in the list? Mighty Goggle-Eyed. Oh, God, there's like a gazillion of them. Well, it's fine. I'm just gonna get... actually, if I can make it all this way here, since we can run a fair distance, I'm gonna go here and see what I can do. First and foremost, bring it down. Where's our sniper? Or not our sniper. We want her. Target is too far. Oh. Well, I got nothing. That sucks. It's fine. Did I miss? I hit cover instead. Let's see. And I'm assuming I can't do this? Ah. Gotta have a higher motivation score. Let's see. Increasing characteristics by that for one turn. Leader can... all the leader's abilities can be applied on the target of voice of command from any distance. After an effect, target cannot be... oh. So now I can do bring it down on her. Which is incredibly useful. Though we don't have the range. What's the cooldown on this? Actually pretty short, so I could mess this guy up. Did it... damn. Didn't work. It was kind of worth a shot. Ow! Holy shit. Wait, was that one of mine? No, that was not one of mine. This is just a random guard. Well, okay, I don't care as much then. Okay. We got a couple people in line. If I do... something like that. I didn't get too much, but it's fine. What else do we have? War Hymn. So we can use War Hymn to go further. Okay, and it doesn't seem like it got her anything. Well, that's a shame. I'm still kind of figuring a lot of this out. It's one of those where the demo kind of tossed me in with, oh wow, that's a lot of people. A little bit more of a concern than I thought it would be, but it's fine. I've been tossed in and I'm trying to figure out, oh, there we go. Might as well do a nice boost for everybody. Now, can I do a plasma overcharge in this group? Yes! Yeah, that messed him up. Okay, now she's our sniper. Is there much I can do? Kind of. I think I'm gonna risk it. We're gonna move her forward. I have this lightning ability. I'm gonna use it on this guy in the back. Hell yeah. Let's see, flash of insight. Nah. Okay. And then we've got this handbow. We got a couple of dudes though. What's the range on this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I want to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I want to be here, I think. We can always move closer accordingly. So I think I can charge right up next to this guy. I still got some AP, so we might as well do an endure. Hey, he's got a decent chunk of momentum. Does this cost me any? Doesn't look like it. Alright, and let's just beat this guy. There we go. I'm just gonna have Abelard be my front man. It's clearly a specialty. Okay, this might be a mistake. She is very shootable. Oh, this is still on cooldown. Okay, who does have a turn? Let's go with the Dira. We know she's got some fun moves and is also accurate. Let's see, decent chunk of damage to that guy. I think I'm just gonna shoot that Amber Thug. There he goes. It's a lot of enemies, but it... Let's see. I'm just gonna do objective secured. I don't think I'm gonna do anything else. It's a lot of enemies, but most of them are pretty weak. Oh, please. Yes! They hit him and they just explode. I think he's supposed to have a riposte animation. But instead, it's not set up at the moment, so they just hit him. And for their hubris, they die. I do hope they replace all these really generic portraits with, like, illustrations. I realize it's not really that necessary. But, like, I don't know. I never really liked the generic 3D model faces. Okay, so I have plasma overcharge, but I think we just shoot, yeah? Yeah, I kind of figured. Bring it down, switch back to her. I don't know how much ammo she has left. But I figure I can more or less just keep sniping these guys into oblivion from afar. She's got heckin' range and then some. Foreboding, I don't think we care. Okay, yeah, I don't have anything else. I should start using the dash actions, though. I'm not quite sure. Ow. How fatigue works. Okay, how does it work? Dash. Select a direction, spending all movement points. Does not provoke attacks of opportunity. Unavailable. I see, so it has to be like a linear movement. Got it. Let's see, what else we have? Second wind, but nah. Alright, let's just shoot this guy. Oh, that didn't work. Okay, what do we do? Honestly, easiest thing we do is miss. Yeah, that's fair. Wait, hold up. Manipulator punch. But I don't think I can make it because we don't have a dash action. I think we're out of luck with him. But that's fine. I wasn't really expecting to succeed. Does she have a dash? No, but I think I'm going to have her move up anyway. Yeah, it seems reasonably good. Okay, so how do we do this? I don't think we can line up more than this. So why don't we do a forceful strike? And then just crunch him. And then just endure shots so we don't take too much damage. Because Abelard does not do the cover combat. Not in the slightest. But here's the question. Do we have this? Can I use this? Only to hit this singular guy. Yeah, I was hoping for a little bit more out of that one, but whatever. Let's see, can I just take out the specialist? Yeah. My goal is mostly just to down as much of the trash as I possibly can. I do really like the ability to give allies extra turns just to take like an extra hit. Why would you do this? Why? What? I'm just confused. It's an actually useful guard. More actually useful guards. Alright, so first and foremost, we have this man. He needs to not be here. Thank you. Next up, bring it down. You're kidding me. Did I give a random guard movement? Well, fine. It's fine. It's fine. So what do we have on her? Military excellence. Restores all AP, removes all cooldowns. Ooh. Gains extra attacks equal to the weapon's rate of fire. Minimum 1. Hit chance until the end of combat. I see. It's because her motivation is really high. Probably worth it? Maybe. Yeah, it's worth it. Well, that was quick. I guess the answer is Lanny was the weakest link. What are the aspects? Anything else here that's actually worthwhile? Let's see. Swords. Really basic weapons. There is a sniper rifle. I might actually snag that. I feel like that could be really good on maybe my main character. Sector 2, watch your back. Make sure you're not being followed. Alright, and the rest we pack as cargo. Because we might actually be able to sell some of that. Let's see. Looks like there's actually quite a number of these that I can just grab and pack as cargo. For free loot. Okay, cool. Well, I think with this, it's a good stopping point, at least for now. Let's see. Do grab another chainsword just in case it's something interesting? Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Chainswords are pretty classic Warhammer stuff. It'd be weird not to kind of load up on them. But with all of this said, I think this is a good stopping point, at least for now. We've seen a decent chunk of this game. There's obviously so much more to do, and I don't know how long this alpha is. But it's very clear that Owlcat's going in the right direction, unsurprisingly. Every single one of their games has largely been pretty flawless, honestly. I still haven't finished any of them, but I've liked what I've played. So, I don't know. Good things to look out for, at least for Rogue Trader. I'm not sure how long it's going to take before this game is done. I'm betting either late next year or early 2024, maybe. Unless they're much faster than I think they're going to be. But, with all of that said, if you guys like this video in any way, shape, or form, leave me a like, helps more than you know. And if you want to see more rad new, indie... Is this an indie game anymore? No, it's like a AA. It's like a weird... CRPGs of this caliber are always weird. They're definitely not indie. They're definitely AA. But honestly, the classification scale is scuffed anyway if Stray is getting game awards. So who knows? But with that said, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time.